Welcome back. We've all gone through difficult life events that have left us feeling stressed. But is there such a thing as positive stress? Here to discuss is Dr. Janine Hubbard in this week's edition of Get Psyched with Dr. Janine. Thanks for being here.
It's always happy to be here.
Positive stress is something that I kind of feel I am very familiar with because I sort of make a mountain out of a molehill with a lot of things. But I do understand this term. What exactly is it?
Well, the formal term is called Eustress, not as in you, but EU stress, which is differentiated from distress. So positive stress is, again, experiencing some positive emotions, some positive outcomes, as opposed to distress, which is the form of stress or negative stress that we're all so much more accustomed to.
Okay, so I would think, like, let's say I win the lottery. I've got so much money, I don't know what to do with it. Would that be positive stress?
That
what are some
would be
examples?
an amazingly example of positive stress, depending on how you interpret it.
Okay.
Because a lot of it comes down to the self-appraisal. But yes, anything that has generally a really positive outcome, we think about things like, say, getting married, going on vacation, moving into a new house. Those are all those big life events that absolutely cause lots of stress, and it's all about how you then interpret that. But what surprises people is it's far more common in the little, small stressors. So it could be something, well, big thing like starting a new job, but it could be taking on a new task at work that you're really excited to try. It's challenging, it's going to press you a little bit. It could be sports competition. That's probably a form of it that you're really familiar with. It could be learning a new skill. Listen, for me, that's doing this segment every single week. That's a form of positive stress.
Sure. I think of something like booking a flight. I mean, hey, it might be exciting that you're getting to go somewhere, but the actual process of getting there is very stressful. Yes. for some, myself included. Okay, so if the stressor is perceived as positive and fulfilling, and you touched on this, that will lead to personal growth. And you talked about, like, for you coming here week after week and coming up with these topic ideas and considerations. So how can we really manifest that into a personal growth and satisfaction event?
Well, obviously there are going to be some things that are tragic and absolutely involve negative stress. But there are many things in life that it's all about how we interpret it. So it's looking at, how am I perceiving this? I could, get very negatively stressed out about some of those challenges with traveling, or I could say, hey, you know what? I'm getting to read a book. I'm learning to meet some new people in the airport. It's all about how you do that cognitive appraisal, because that actually affects how your brain and your body react to that stress. Negative stress produces that fight or flight response that we all know. It shoots out a whole cocktail of hormones with cortisol and norepinephrine and all the things that make us feel really terrible. Or conversely, that positive stress pops out a reaction of oxytocin, which most people are familiar with as the happy hormone. That's the one that we have like when we're falling in love. Again, that's another form of positive stress.
All right.
So it's all about how we interpret the information and remind ourselves that we can look for some of the positive in at least some of these experiences.
Cognitive appraisal. It sounds fancy, but it's our homework this week. Dr. Janine, thanks so much for being here.
Oh, thanks, Jody.